Hello everyone, I hope you're doing well. Last time we looked at connecting an Arduino, which is a small microcomputer, directly into JMP. So we were able to monitor the light that came into this little sensor, an IR sensor, right into a data table. Today we're taking that a step up, primarily with JMP scripting, and we're going to be looking at a custom way to connect an Arduino, but we're going to be doing that with a motion detector, and we have some cool episodes coming up that we're going to be looking at that motion detection data. We're going to do that today on DIY Data, a show where you look at cool things you can do with everyday data. Hey guys, there is a lot with this project, and I am going to do what I can quickly to kind of cover it. But the best thing that you can do is download that JSL script that will be linked to this video, and you can learn a ton. So this is the actual hardware that we built here at DIY Data. This is a motion detector light, very similar to the one that's used when you walk into a room, it activates a light. Since this is a DIY show, we use a coat hanger to attach this front plexiglass that we made on a laser cutter to the existing plexiglass that came with the Arduino. So all of the terminals and plans and stuff like that, I will do my best to link it to this video, but I'm not going to go into that right now because I really want to focus in on what the true genius of this project is what Stan did in JSL JMP scripting language. So if you've ever wanted to open a new window or to populate a drop-down menu or connect or send an alert through email, Stan put a lot of gems inside of that JSL script that I'm going to show you right now. But if you have any questions, there'll be a discussion after this, but I'm going to go through that JSL file and we're going to look at that in JMP right now. So what we're looking at on the screen is actually two different windows. On the right-hand side is the code that lives on this Arduino microcomputer. There's everything from selecting the pin, the little connection that connects to the sensor, the sensor to the actual COM port that's there. On the left-hand side is really where the action is happening. That is actually the JSL script that Stan built. I'm going to go through this really quickly, but I want to show you how it works first. But all of the code takes a lot more time to learn than what we can do in this demo here, but there's everything from creating windows to creating alerts, everything that I mentioned in the intro. But let's go ahead and run this script to see how it operates. So soon as you run that script, a little window comes up. You select the COM port. I'm choosing COM5. You select the baud rate that you're going to connect with. That is something that is done in the Arduino. Stan has a drop down of sensors that you can create, and as soon as you do that, you accept that and you can run that script. As soon as that happens, there's three windows that come up: a table and a graph builder, and we have a connection little script. So I'm going to go ahead and connect that and start it. And as soon as I start moving my hand over the sensor, I start populating those rows of information. So it's listening to that feed in the Arduino that we explained in the last episode, and I'm able to get a timestamp and figure out whether or not there's motion, or if there is not motion, whether or not something came or something left. So I can actually see the delay, or I can see the time that that event happened also. So that's kind of a quick overview of what's happening inside of that script. But after 50 times, I believe, Stan has set up an alert that can happen in email that will alert you if 50 events were to occur. I thought that was pretty cool to actually get an email. It connects through Outlook or whatever email package you use. So let me close that and talk a little bit more about the JSL, because that's something I'm hoping you download and you look into. So one of the things is populating the menus. We populate all of the menus here. We're basically setting the variables for the COM ports. We're setting the variables for the baud rate. So this is designed for any sensor that you want to use. We have a whole sensor list that is available there. And then what we're doing is a lot of the connection. We're setting up a lot of the graphs that will be used, because there's a different graph based on each one of the sensors. So it's really important that when you're kind of designing the code that you think about adaptability, and this code is adapted for a huge amount of sensors that you could potentially use that we're hoping that will be future DIY episodes. So then we need to create a data table, and we do that in this section. Everything is commented out. Thank you so much, Stan. So if we're going to populate data, we need a data table to do that. So as I'm progressing through this script quite quickly, we're going to also open up the port that was used that was connected on COM5, that was selected in that drop-down menu. So as we're moving on, we want to create a different graph for each sensor. So some sensors may need a control chart and some sensors may need graph builder. So depending on what that is, you can customize that right inside the code based on what you select. Then you need to do the auto saving. Of course, Stan had to put auto saving in to make sure that you didn't lose any of your information. There is capturing the prompting to save if you actually do not save. And then there's adding a script to disconnect the actual port. So there's multiple scripts that are in the panel that are already built in the tables panel in the top left that you could do. We're going to create the new window that actually creates that cool window that you saw at the beginning. And then we're going to be setting this up for different notifications. So Stan has the ability to email you if something is going on, popping open Outlook and sending you an email. So let's go ahead and take a look at one more time how this actually operates. I'm going to select Run Script, and I'm going to choose my COM port, which is COM5, and I'm going to choose my baud rate, which is 500,000, and then I'm going to choose my sensor, which is a motion sensor, that motion sensor, and then I'm going to hit awesome, let's go. Stan has added a really interesting way of running that script, and then I'm going to open up I have on my right, I have my graph builder, and I have my table on the left-hand side, and then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to select Connect in the Tables panel. And then since all that's running, all I need to do is move my hand over the motion detector, and you can see that the time and the event happens whether or not motion is actually seen or whether or not I leave that motion detector. So that pretty much wraps it up. If you have any suggestions for DIY data, if you want to be part of this discussion, join in the community. We look forward to hearing your ideas. Thank you for joining DIY Data.